we have returned with another video. Prior to starting the video, subscribe, like, and comment on the channel, and be sure to enable posting alerts. JT was now observed imitating Cardi B at the CDF Athafa Council of Teas. I've observed awards American designers. Thus, that's what it stands for. Having stated that she dressed similarly to what Cardi B wore it for what seemed like a year and a half ago. Yet many admirers are acclaiming that she essentially copied Cardi B was now dressed in custom wade. Jane and I will be truthful with like JT, you. JT is amazing. In my opinion, gifted. I believe she is more gifted than Cardi B, however. She appeared a sweaty, foul-smelling mess. Alright, and I'll have to give her 50,000 lashes. I have no idea what's happening with JT. However, I feel like JT, not everything she does is successful when it comes to style. Alright, I do feel as though she's a fashionista, but there's something strange about this ensemble. I am not sure what it is, but I don't feel sick as this kind of attire is intended for Jade's physique. I'm not very fond of thigh consider clothing to be a whole. I didn't loved it when Cardi B was up there attempting to dress up as Shakira in my viewpoint. I simply don't think it's an AQ appearance. Additionally, it appears that Cardigan botch Barbie, B's largest lapdog, became trapped in the streets. Alright, and is being made fun of on social media. Now, if you have no idea who Ken Botch Barbie is, he describes himself as a Barbie. Without a doubt, it appeared to be one. It appears to be a rodent in a research experiment. Has obtained among the world's worst procedures? He was under pressure. I'm not sure if this ISA Barb, who pressed him, is unknown to me. However, he appeared afraid when he was pressed. Alright, this makes me wonder, whether Hequat tough in that way? Yet, he toughed and turn it. That might be comparable to how Cardi B is performing. Cardi B is talking non-stop. This raw, making threats on the internet. I recall that she expressed her desire for Nicki to arrive. She wanted to know where Nicki was, location, among other things. However, no one responds when the lapdog is pressed. Preserve him. That is beyond my comprehension. It's strange. Thus, it enables me to think that much of their rah-rah is simply talk. They don't really care about it. Additionally, the Cardi B has demonstrated that she will toss things, but she'll never toss your hands. Now, moving on from fans' claim that Doja T is being humbled. Alright, a fan stated as, this is depressing. Dote fan. She gave it her all. Album, made the greatest promotions, and showed concern fourth figures she used to make fun of. But those she is now humbled by the same numbers. However, this is what occurs when you persuade you don't require a fandom or a call them unemployed in order to promote your artwork. All right. Well, it appears that everything according to Doja T, she was bitten in the behind. Due to the awful polyphy numbers she has, and her album isn't doing well on neck charts. Let's just be honest about it. It's not a bad album. You guys rely out to have listened to the record the first week after it was released when it actual accounts, backs it, and purchased the album, but none of you did. And this is my mething. I think Doja T might arrive back for this. I don't think for Doja T it's all over. I believe she is talented. And people will pardon her for some of her bigoted remarks, shenanigans that she has previously engaged in. I didn't assume that's finished for Doja T. I believe she should simply return to her origins. Alright? And I feel like her origins were in the hot pink period, the planet her time. As if this wasn't even the planet her era, in fact. It was analog music with an 80s vibe. Well, I think she should return to the hot, return to the planet with a pink sound, and she will discover a hit. The 1980s sound, I doubt many folks, right? Like that? Because it sounded too dated school. Enjoyed a few of these songs, but I believe that people were somewhat to turn me off. Thus, I believe that she simply had to return to the bases and maintain her current appearance. Avoid return to your rodent-like appearance. However, I'll maintain your current appearance and you'll be able to win back your supporters. No, Nicki Minaj keeps hinting about her next album. And many fans are conjecturing she is bringing Roman back to visit, alright? After Cardi B now share-marked in response to a fan baby, we're reaching new heights and levels. Me, this album. A fan questioned is Roman on the record, and she answered, where else would he be? She said, shedded. The upcoming album won't be titled Pink Friday 3. Alright, so with having said that, many admirers are reacting differently to Nicki Minaj hinting at her upcoming album. A fan claimed that the record is selling for less than $150. I'm so alright. So that's what one fan thinks, stated. Followed by another fan's comment, tired of Nicki engaging in no musical activity in the release of the record. Each day is a something new. Desiree Oat, camel phase, Twitter outbursts, interpersonal conflicts, and ash ramp vibes. Oh my god, are you able to… what? At the very least, challenge the bees in a trap or post a fucking serve. Alright, so a lot of fans believe that the drama isoverpering the music. Tell me then, if you all concur with these supporters or what they're saying, and if you guys are here to support her in getting Rohan back. She added Red Ruby will also bear returning as well. Currently, Nicki Minaj has registered to brand new songs, Hunter and Barbie Word. Additionally, the rapper has verified that one of her songs off her next album, Mad. Alright, so many fans think Roman will appear on, so let me understand how you all feel about it. Are you guys looking forward to Nicki Minaj next phase? Do you think that some of the drama has a versa dude the following period? Tell me, how do you feel about it in their marks? Let's go on to Megan.est, Allion. Did Megan bring her hit back to life? Hop. Due to Love Girl has made its Hot 100 debut at number 38. Additionally, it was originally reported that there was no top 40 rap song on the Billboard. Alright, there wasn't any rap song in Billboard's top 40, but Megan has ended it. Permit me to understand how you all feel about it. Do you think this is a success or a failure? For Megan Stallion, I believe that this is for Megan. It wasn't too bad. Alright, since the most recent record, I believe it wasn't whenever, didn't even make its premiere on Hot 100. Thus, the reality that if you're still in the top 40, that may be a WI Megan won't place in the top 10 or 20 on her own. She's not that kind of creator. Alright, the top 40. Typically, where would Megan actually go for such a record? I don't think this song will remain on the charts for a long time. I believe that this will be, gone in a couple of weeks. No shade, but I didn't consider this to be a failure for Megan Thee Stallion. So I believe that, scratch off, no shame. There are many of these women, rappers aren't doing any better than Megan. Alright, Doja T completed 57,000 the first week. Megan should at least complete 65,000 or 60,000 in the first week. I feel like a lot of none of the females are actually selling myself, with the obvious exceptions of Nicki, Cardi, as well as Gorilla. Not a shade. You have 3 Meg ladies are out to sell you. However, you at least competitive with Scratch Off I Cespacito it right now. Since Doja doesn't have a known of the top 40 songs, and, Dolly is quiet for her at the moment. Thus, the Gorilla Nicki, and the other 3 girls will never be better than them, Cardi. Thus, I wouldn't anticipate Megan doing so. Speaking of failures, Ice Spice Batty Baddies returned single 5,034 streams and lost more than 199 streams in Alates Palifi update as a result of botting activities. This allegedly follows on YouTube. She employed botted views. The public wants to know if she planned to use bots to replace Cardi B, alright? Bots are used by Cardi B. I believe you are aware of an inquiry is being conducted about Polyphone. You are aware that they are looking into discuss champagne thickums, with Cardi B undoubtedly employs bots. Albeit since her Palifi numbers are full at the moment, she recently dropped an album. Thus, I don't believe Ice Spice was tempting to replace Cardi B with bots. I believe she was attempting to take Cardi B's position. But I don't believe that she was aware that bots were being added to her tunes. That was the label, I believe. Most likely they kept it from her. Additionally, E.T.'s evident that the baddie purchased the baddie music video because E.T.'s a great tune. Like no one's discussing that record. That document is not doing well in the charts, although it was achieving 7 million views in a single day. For example, Now Hurry Up. That is not believed by anyone. Alright, however, I don't believe Ice Spice was aware that it was receiving bots. Alright, I believe she was caught off guard by it. Well, and ideally, she achieved success quickly. As I believe it will end Ice Spice's career. Cardi B will then receive the final laugh. Alright, since you stated that you were taking her place in the BB belt, and you haven't not yet done so. Alright? Thus, you stood up until December to discover a hit. And I don't believe it will locate one because the Queen of Christmas will arrive soon. However, you got up to December to discover a hit because I believe it's Sin 2026. It will be over for Ice Spice. Fans are now criticizing Tyler as well, because she's going on a tour of Asia. Additionally, supporters claim that some of the strange which nations she's performing in. Alright? And why does she not perform Nth West when you are aware of her abundance often in the United States? I'll let you know though, why. Due to the fact that it would not sell out. Shay's aware of that. She could now perform in theaters and gyms. But I believe, for selfish motives. If she doesn't even sell out, that it would, make her appear unattractive. And some would comment, not like Tyler goes, oh, she got boxes. Top 20, top 10. Well, in my view, to doubt Tyler could perform in an arena tour, which she wishes to undertake in the United States, alright? She couldn't do it, in my opinion, abroad. However, keep in mind that she did cancel her tours. I believe it was either last year or the previous year. Thus, that was real littling. People were attempting to express it was due to an injury or anything, which I don't think. And pay attention, I adore Tyler Chanel. That's one of my fave songs are on my playlist. That music seems like fire to me. But she doesn't seem to have a big sufficient number of fans to tour in the United States, and she is aware of that. Alright? She could now dogums in cinemas, but I don't believe that is what her team wants her to accomplish. Thus, it will then appear a specific manner because she would be perceived as a flop, when she should be a world with a superstar. They are promoting that take her behind. Thus, you must comprehend how it will appear if she performs in theaters. If she does, how will she appear? Gyms, alright? She hasn't been scratched off her a slice of ice. She is not being granted a pass for that. She will be made fun of by others, particularly when she was being called like an arrogant African and felt like she had her nose up, which I don't believe Tyler was that. While some felt that she was conceited in receiving a little arrogant. People feel that way on social media. Thus, I believe that they are not going to back her in that manner. Thus, I would attend a Tyler tour in Meavy Point. I would visit Tyler. I believe she could probably do a great job. Her microphone will be on, I'm sure. She could dance, but it seems like a lot of people are subtly disparaging Tyler. But perhaps that will change in the future. Now, putting that aside, Bormani made the decision to hint at a return. She conducted a conversation with Numero, and they inquired, "What can you tell us about your next project?" She asked. I'd not want to reveal too much. Without a doubt, I acknowledge where I came from. Many admirers believe that Shay's hinting that she will return. Her first record sort of veered into pop, more in line with R&B. Therefore, that's what many fans are conjecturing. Here's my Bormani. It seems to me that Shay might as well hang up because she's bientis a lot and getting no results. We're going to get music. Didn't she say? Videos. She planned to release more music and that never occurred. I believe Shaw Toy believe you should simply retire and become a wag for Normani. That would be ideal because the music just seems toy. Don't think her career is for her. I get the impression that she truly wants it. If she truly wanted it in spite of buying Zabaj, she would continue to release music more often, such as Taj, okay? Or Walmart at least. She fail, Booty thinks she will continue to release music. Normani doesn't truly desire it as it. For example, you can't claim to desire it and you seldom ever release music. That's not how that's all right. Even if you or I feel like the other girls were sabotaged, that are continuously under Manidrup. Therefore, that isn't really a justification for, in my view. Polifi has now published a comment on the charge of that they have provided champagne over the years. Thickums box, we cannot comment on a ongoing legal action. But Polifi advantages from the industry as a Halith difficulty of artificial extreme. We make significant investments in enhancing top-notch systems to fight it and protect artist compensation with robust safeguards such as eliminating fraud in streams, denying royalties, and imposing fines. Whoa! Thus, they state that if you have phony streams, you will get punished, all right? Or we won't compensate you, all right? That's the ramifications for the police. These days, they also say that our systems are operational in case from the previous year. One poor performer was accused of stealing $10 million from only $60,000. Streaming service Sescom from Polifi, demonstrating how successful we are working to lessen the effects off streaming on our site in an unnatural manner. All right, so that's what they told Complicated. Tell me immediately if you guys feel as though Polifi is distributing phony streams. It doesn't seem like Polifi to me. I seem to be the label. I don't believe Peplify ought to be sued. I believe that is the label that is purchasing counterfeit streams. Regretfully, Polifi, they are being held accountable for the operations of the label. All right? It seems to me that it's not the performers or, well, these streaming businesses. I think it's the labels that are, investing in fictitious streams. Then, naturally, these streaming businesses, they are the ones that will bear the repercussions for the purpose of the labels. Thus, I don't feel sick as the streaming or the artist company's fault. I don't think it was Champagne Thickums' fault. I don't think Polifi is to blame. I believe the label is to blame. All right? Well, but Ito think that artists are aware of occasionally. Not all, but I do think that artists should be aware of when they're becoming inflated. Not every artist, I believe, but I do believe the majority of them. Be aware. Champagne Thickens, I guess when he said that, not like us, ways exaggerated. I think he is aware of when his songs are becoming exaggerated and when they're not. All right? I feel, Ice Spice like she's been failing for a long time, if Man meant Y2K was released. Thus, I don't think that she would be aware of. Not a shade. However, tell me what you guys think of it. And who is responsible for the piola and inflation of streams that is occurring in the sector? Is the label to blame? Is Poli to blame? Tell me in there, marks. I received an extremely hot cup of tea on Champagne Thickums. Nicki Minaj and Big Sean's separation, Quinn Taylor's problem with SZA. Regarding the conflict between Selena and Haley on Patreon. There will be a link in the description, and I hope today is fantastic for all of you.